Sam Peter appears to injure his shoulder midway through the 7th round, and the fight is called off between him and Hughie Fury. Now, to say that this was one of the most farcical fights I've seen in a long time would be an understatement. By the end of this fight, the referee had a bloody nose, right? The referee ended up taking shots. This was a ridiculous fight. I mean, Sam Peter is listed at 38. I do not believe that for a split second. He looked about 10 years older, and he fought like he was 10 years older. And the commentary team on Channel 5 were doing their best to big up Hughie Fury, because Hughie Fury was being very negative, very defensive, as he so often is. And they kept saying, well, Peter, he's a puncher, and, power's the last thing to go. Sam Peter looked so slow. I mean, I've said on this channel before that I think Dominic Breazeale is a painfully slow heavyweight. Samuel Peter at this stage makes Dominic Breazeale look like a prime Roy Jones in terms of athleticism and speed. I don't know if Sam Peter was punching hard, because the shots he was throwing were so slow and they were so easily telegraphed that Hughie Fury, even with one eye closed, could have seen these shots coming a mile away. And Hughie Fury, again, it seems like whenever he fights a puncher or someone who is perceived to be a puncher, he just does not want to engage. He just wants to think of defense, even if the puncher is, in his let's face facts, mid-40s, right? Even the puncher's in his mid-40s, close to 50s, he still just doesn't have that spite in him. He just doesn't want to engage. He fights guys like Sam Sexton, not a puncher. The guy he fought in his last fight, not a noted puncher. He's a bit more aggressive. But if he fights someone, again, like Parker, at the time, Parker was kind of seen as a big puncher, and he didn't want to engage. And to me, it just baffled me that Hughie Fury just doesn't have this just raw aggression in him. He just wants to stay on the back foot and try and pick you off with shots and just pick it up on points. And this was so farcical because the commentary team on Channel 5, when this fight was over, it went to Glenn McCrory to do an interview, and the microphone you couldn't even hear what they were saying on the microphone. They had to cut to a commercial break, I think, while Hughie Fury was still being talked to. I mean, these fighters must be getting well paid, because this is a bit of a joke of a card. It really is. We have Amir Khan versus Billy Dib. I've spoken about that before. Look, these fights, we can't really take them serious. But as far as I'm concerned, Hughie Fury against Sam Peter, there's worrying signs there for Hughie Fury moving forward. Seriously. He looked like, I know he's only 24. People keep saying that. He's been around a long time. He's had 2 cracks at world level. He's lost them both. He's coming down to below British level. Let's face facts here. With Daniel Dubois and Nathan Gorman, they're both fighting for the British title tomorrow. They would have made light work of Sam Peter. Seriously. I'd even go as far as say Tom Schwartz would even make light work of Sam Peter. This was not a good performance from Hughie Fury. They need to get some spite in this guy. He's just too much of a nice guy. And Sam Peter, from the opening bell, he was trying to get out of there. He was hitting Hughie Fury with low blow after low blow after low blow. And the referee, I think he only took 1 point in the whole fight. And I mean, they were low. There was no accidental low blow. These were low. And the end came when I think Hughie Fury grabbed hold of Sam Peter and the referee kind of broke them. And I think Sam Peter ended up catching the referee. It was only a glancing shot, but it was enough to give him a bloody nose on his way out. And he complained about his shoulder. They called it off. And when this fight was announced, I knew we'd see a fight like this. Not this bad, but I knew we'd see a fight where it wouldn't necessarily be competitive, and it'd be just a kind of, it wouldn't be a learner fight. I even said, what would Hughie Fury gain from this fight in my video I did about a week or two ago about this fight. And again, I can see that. What did he gain from this? He didn't gain anything. He just beat a washed up beyond belief, old as dirt Sam Peter, who was probably past his prime when he got knocked out by Hellenius in 2011. That's 8 years ago? No. Hughie Fury, I think he needs a lot of work. He needs a lot of work. If they need just to get some aggression in him. I don't know what he worries about. I know I'm not the one in there getting the shots, but you can, with someone like Sam Peter, you're in a position where you can try new things. You can just step on the gas. He just didn't seem to want to do it. I don't know what it is. But anyway, that's all talking aside about this fight. Let me know what you thought down below. What do you think Hughie Fury should do next? Where should he go? Because I think he will struggle. He will struggle. He struggled before at world level. He'll struggle again. And even at European level. Even somebody like a Joe Joyce, I think at this stage, would beat Hughie Fury. Seriously. Seriously. And Tyson Fury, fantastic fighter. Has that aggression in him. Is more skilled. Let's face facts, he is more skilled. Hughie, he needs a lot of work. An awful lot of work. Anyway, let me know what you think down below. We have our main event coming up next. I can't imagine it's going to last very long, but they've not got a lot to live up to. Let me know what you think down below. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe for new. And as always, I will talk to you after.